Let's hear this thing. A lot of people ask, what's the difference between Rashi and the Midrashim? Rashi and the Midrashim is two different worlds. Rashi's main job is the Maaseh Ha'ikar, right? Bottom line, what is the simple, what I can, Pshatan Shel Dvarim. It says, Rashi is Ben Chamesh LaMikra. Rashi looks, I want a 5-year-old that's reading the Chumash, he cannot understand a certain line, I'm here to explain it to him. Not more than that. I'm not giving him biurim, this. But the Midrash, and like we see, it's written in the Gemara in Shabbat, that the Gemara in Shabbat says, Moshchim libo shel adam ke'agada. How do you bring someone to raise him up to higher uplifting level of himself, like a renewed version of himself? Is through the Midrashim. That's why we have Midrashim. That's why the rabbis found the need to translate the Torah in a way, and all the secrets, put them inside. On the pasuk, ויטב אלוהים למילדות, וירבה העם, ויעצמו מאוד. ויהי כי ראו המילדות את האלוקים, ויעש להם בתים. So we spoke about yesterday. Yesterday we said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw the Me'eldot. What was their present, Asaf? What's the present that God gave them for acknowledging God and listening to what God has like to? Vayas lahem batim. He gave them real estate. He gave them real estate. And Mitzrayim, they got real estate in Mitzrayim. It doesn't matter. They got Baruch Hashem. Now, what you are bringing right now is the Rashi. Rashi says, if I'm not Asaf. He says, "Vayitav Elokim lame'eldot mahu atova." God did good to the midwives. What good did He do to the midwives? Vayas lahem batim, batei keuna, vebatei leviya, vebatei malchut. All three. Keuna veLeviya, the being the Kohanim. The Kohanim and the Leviim come from Yochevet. Yochevet is Shifra and Pua. Shifra is Yochevet. Pua is Miriam. Yeah, so we have so Yocheved came out of her all the Kohanim, Aaron HaKohen, and Moshe, and all the Levim came from Moshe Rabbeinu. And Miriam, who's Miriam? Miriam married into Shevet Yehuda, Nachshon ben Aminadav, and she married into the family of kings before they were kings. The family, the tribe of Judah, right? And later on, they got the power of kings. That's what already she got. That was her present for seeing and not killing the boys when they came out of their mothers right away. That was the Veritem ala Ovnaim. Yeah. Now, in the Midrash, it says something else completely. A little bit. It says, Ma'u schar hayira. They said they had Yirat Shamayim, right? These women had Yirat Shamayim. They saw the Kadosh Baruch Hu and they did not do what the Paro said. So in the Midrash they ask, what do you get for being a God-fearing Jew? Well, what do you get? What's the present for that? What did they get? What did these midwives get? What did Yocheved and Miriam get? Torah. Anyone that has Yirat Shamayim, is God-fearing, gets the present, gets to have Torah in his family. What does that mean? Because Yocheved had fear from God, she was God-fearing. Ha'emid mimena Moshe. She brought from her Moshe Rabbeinu. Shehu, shekatuv bo, ki tov hu. He is good. Moshe Rabbeinu, when they saw Moshe, they said he's good. He was shining, he was glowing. Venitna Torah al yado. And Torah was also brought to him. Right? We said what goodness happened to them. A couple of goodnesses. What good? Number one is Moshe is called Tov. The Torah was given to him. What's the Torah? Lekach Tov. That's the Torah. And Miriam, who came out of Miriam? Asaf, who came out of Miriam? Betzalel. Miriam yatsa imena Betzalel. Shehaya maleh bechokma. So whoever is God-fearing gets chokma. You're God-fearing, you get to have wisdom. You're a God-fearing Jew, you get wisdom and everything. Not only in Baruch Hashem, hopefully that's what we should channel for, the Limud of Torah. But when you learn Torah, you become much uplifted than when people understand the mathematics. Everyone knows it. You already know this. You get extra. And that's what he's the one that made the clothing. He made the house for the luchot, right? He's the one that did the whole the fixing back and forth regarding I want to brit the ark. Everything, no. Was Moshe. That was Moshe. But the actual architect, the build of the Arona Brit was his idea. The whole idea of the gold, wood, this, that, all the fixing. Yeah, it was not a simple architect, a holy one also. He knew how. It's brought in Kabbalah and Chassidut that he knew how to take the kedusha, spirituality, and enclose it into measurements of physicality. You know how to. That's another big thing. It's a big ma'ala, wisdom. Yeah. Now we have to understand something. I read Rashi all the time, right? You learn Chumash, you learn Rashi also. Midrashim, I'm saying now Baruch Hashem we bought a set of Midrashim, so you guys can read for yourselves also, or you hear from the rabbi, or you hear from this. Midrashim everyone talks about, right? It's like one of those conversations they never see inside, and you're like, where did you get this from? Where did you get this from? Now you have to show. Now I want us to show it from the book. We have it also in English. What's the difference between Rashi and the Midrash? So to understand what's the Midrash is basically it's musar. Not only musar of showing you how to conduct your life, rather give you motivation to uplift your soul. And what way we see that? We see that also in this Midrash also. Le'orer oto lirat shamayim. It's to arouse in a person the wanting and the yearning for being God-fearing. Like we said in the Gemara in Shabbat, Pei Zayin over there says, page Pei Zayin Amud Aleph, it says, Moshchim libo shel adam ke'agada. You pull someone's heart through agada. If I want you to get interested in something, I see especially here. If I want to get someone interested in something, I say a story. You say a story right away, like, oh, what's going on? It pulls you straight into it. It's the same exact thing. Therefore, that's what the Midrash. One of the things that it does, it talks about the uplifting of the midwives themselves. Out of the midwife herself came from her Moshe Rabbeinu, that he got the Torah in his hand and all that. And also in Miriam, who came out of her, all the kings, the Mashiach ben David is going to come out of her also. Right? Yeah. So it talks about the high level of the actual person that's God-fearing. Understand? It's basically proving to you that if you're a God-fearing Jew, you get these plus. Now, Rashi is the other thing around. Rashi, I want to give you as is, facts. No beauty around it. Pashut, simple. And Rashi says, it's like the famous Pirkei Avot that says, Lo ha-midrash ikar ela ha-maaseh. What Rashi says, what's the main focus in life? It's very beautiful that someone learns midrashim, but if it doesn't have an action in your life, if it doesn't change you, it's just it's something back, conversations. They could have someone could talk to you about being God-fearing from today to tomorrow, from today to next year, but you're not going to be interested to do it, or it's going to be, wow, you're so motivated, you come home and you act the same way you act. That's it. Someone goes to a shiur of Shalom Bait and comes out and goes back home, starts screaming at his wife. He did not realize anything. He didn't catch anything. Yeah, because you heard nice words. The rabbi was a good entertainment, and that's it. Someone has to know how to apply. So Rashi says you have to know how to apply. And what does Rashi say over here? Rashi brings the greatness of the action. If you look in the way that Rashi says, Vayitav vayas lahem batim, right? Vayitav elokim lameyaldot, ma'u atova vayas lahem batim. What's the payment? They did this, therefore equals that they saved the kids. We're not talking about their God-fearing. This is that they saved. Factually, they saved the kids, they get presents. What's the presents? Batei keuna, to be the Kohanim who come out of them. Leviim, the Melucha, the kingship. Action, whatever you do, that's what you get paid for. That's the Pshat. That's the simple things. That's why he said, he made for them Batei keuna. Now, the Rabbi brings over here, it's very, very beautiful, this whole Midrash, Rashi. What's factual? What's the way to do it? Is it better to see to speak about the person itself, or the reward itself, or the action. So the Midrash his phrase was always, you could be learning from today to tomorrow, but if you don't apply it into action, it means nothing. You know Aleph, don't sit down until you know until Taf, until the last letter, then teach others. Rather, you know Aleph, teach Aleph, right? You know something, you know how the letter Aleph looks like. Go to your friend, tell him, yo, you know this letter means this means you make That's the sound for this letter. That's enough. You taught someone Torah. Same thing over here. He says over here, and he brings it in these words: Ikar hasachar v'hanachat la'em ha'yudiya. The main reward for a Jewish mother, אינו רק בכך שבניה גדולים בתורה וביראה לעצמם. It's not that her son is great in the Torah or in Yirat Shamayim. He's a very God-fearing Jew and very great in the Torah. That's not her. She doesn't get nachat from that. She doesn't get. What's a better word for nachat in English? Satisfaction from that. What does he get? אלא דווקא בהעמדת בתים בישראל, בתים יהודים של ילדים, נכדים, תלמידים ותלמידיהם. Ad sof kol haderot. When is a mother satisfied with her son? She's always that. We're not talking about the small things. He gets dirty, she still loves him. It doesn't matter. We're talking about, even though he's so great at Torah mitzvot, it's very beautiful. It could be most of the motivation he got from the mother, that he saw how much she's devoted. But that doesn't give her satisfaction. What gives her satisfaction? When she sees, when you're a lone wolf, you're very great. But when you get married, and you bring children, and these children go in the same exact ways, and the same way of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and the way of God, and these children they also get married, so they also have houses, they built, or you have students, and these students are coming more closer to God, and your mother looks on the side like, wow, it was look, not only that for me he gives me a satisfaction, I learned Torah, that's amazing, but my real satisfaction is what? When he changes others, when he continues this path with his children also, or that he helps other people go to see that path. That's like the satisfaction of the Jewish mother. Unbelievable. Over here we see also the idea of the reward and the difference the difference of weight between Rashi and the Midrashim. It's very, very beautiful.